Hey guys, so we can start with optimization problems now, and we can see what kinds of optimization problems can be solved using binary search and how do we solve these. So today we will look at the types of optimization problems that can be solved using binary search and how can you go about solving these problems. Before that, let's just try and recollect what do we actually mean by an optimization problem. So generally an optimization problem is a problem wherein you are expected to optimize some variable. So optimize as in minimize or maximize some quantity under certain constraints. So that's a very high level definition of an optimization problem. You are given some quantity X or Q which you have to minimize or maximize, but there are certain conditions under which these you need to find the maximum value or the minimum value of that quantity. That's at a very high level the definition of an optimization problem. Binary search can be applied to a very specific type of optimization problem, which I will just list down right now, but we will over the course of this video and the next video, we will try and get an appreciation for why this kind of optimization problem can only be solved using binary search. But generally the pattern is that you are expected to either minimize or maximize some quantity X under the constraints that some function of X is less equals some threshold or greater equals threshold. This is the general type of optimization problem that can be solved using binary search. So let's take a step back and see what have I told you. I've told you three things. First, I've told you that we want to solve optimization problems using binary search. So we want to understand what kinds of problems we can solve, and then we want to look at how we can go about solving those problems. So optimization problems definition: generally you are expected to minimize or maximize some quantity under certain constraints. Binary search is applicable to only a specific type of optimization problem, which is if you are expected to minimize or maximize some quantity X under the constraints that some function of X needs to still stay below some threshold or be always above that threshold, then you should probably think about binary search. Let's take an example, a running example that we will use to explain this. So let's say you are given an array of numbers and you are given a threshold. So for instance, for illustration, let's take an array, some array of numbers. Let's say you have 15, you have 22, 7, 5, 3, 1, 21, 19. Let's say this is the array of numbers that you are given. You are given some threshold. Let's take the threshold as, let's say, 55. What you can do now is you can take any divisor and divide the numbers of this array with that divisor and take the sum of the subsequent result that you get. So for instance, let's say you take a divisor of 7. What you can do is you can divide all these numbers by 7 and take the sum. So this is what you will do: plus 3 by 7 plus 1 by 7 plus 21 by 7 plus 19 by 7. Take the sum of this. So 15 by 7 integer division is 2, but let's say you are expected to round up the solution. So take the ceiling of it. So 15 by 7 in that case will give you a 3. 22 by 7 will give you a 4. 7 by 7 is 1. 5 by 7 will give you a 1 again because you have a ceiling for it. 3 by 7 will again give you a 1. 1 by 7 is again a 1. 21 by 7 is 3. And 19 by 7 is 3. So let's say you take the sum of this. This is 11, 14, 17. Right? So what you can do at every step is take a divisor, divide the numbers of the array with that divisor, take the sum of those divisions. And when you are dividing, take the ceiling of the division if it's not a perfectly divisible divisor. Take the sum, and this sum will be something. Similarly, you can do the same experiment for some other divisor. Let's say 8. If you do, you will get sum S2. If you divide by 15, let's say you will get sum S3. Right? So all of these gives you some sums. Now, out of all these sums, some of these sums are less than 55, the threshold that is given to you, and some of these sums will be greater than 55. Out of all the divisors that gave you a sum less equals 55, you have to find out the smallest such divisor. So that's the question. One more time, you're given an array of numbers, you are given some threshold. You can choose divisors, divide the number with that, divide the array by that divisor, take the sum of the division. You get some sum. So for all the divisors, you will keep getting sums S1, S2, S3, S4 and so on. Out of all these SIs, some of them will be less equals 55, some of them will be greater than 55. Out of all the divisors that gave you a sum less equals 55, you have to find out the smallest such divisor. Right? That's basically the question. So now let's try and if you don't understand this question, you have the description of this question also. You can go through it and try and like deconstruct this question. But let's move on and let's try to think about how to go about approaching this problem. So if you see natively, what you have to do is you have to search for a divisor, right? And not only just a divisor, you have to search for the smallest such a divisor. And such that the sum that you get is less equals the threshold. Right? This is what the problem is. So inherently or natively, if you see, you have to search for a divisor, right? So let's try and think about how we can go about searching this divisor out of all possible divisors. So let's see. So let's say this is the number line of all the divisors that you can potentially have from 1 to infinity. So you can divide number, 1 can be your divisor, 2 can be your divisor, so on till infinity. All these are possible divisors for you. And let's say each of these divisors gives you some sum, right? Which I plot on the y-axis. So this is the divisor and this is the sum that you get out of this. So let's say 1 gives you some, 2 again will give you some, which will be small, less than what 1 gives you, right? Because you are dividing. So when you are dividing by greater numbers, you will get smaller sums, right? So if you see the graph of this sum versus the divisor, you will see that it's a decreasing graph, right? As your divisor increases in value, the sum that you will get will be smaller, right? Because you are dividing by a greater number now, so you will naturally get smaller quotients, and the sum of all such quotients will also be smaller. Now let's see, let's plot the threshold here somewhere. So you know that the threshold will be somewhere here, right? Somewhere, you don't know where. So now you can easily see that out of this entire space of divisors that you have, some of these divisors give you a sum greater than the threshold, which is which is which part? This part of the divisor space gives you sums which are greater than the threshold. And this green part of the divisor space gives you sum which are smaller than or equal to the threshold. Right? So these are all the divisors which give you a sum smaller than less equals threshold. And this pink circle or pink oval are all the divisors which give you a sum greater than the threshold. Now, out of all these green ones, you have to find the smallest, which means you have to find out this divisor. This is your solution. So now, if you understand this graph, think about how you can, if you have to search for this divisor in this number line, how you can construct a predicate which is f star t star for this. So if you see, you inherently are looking for this item, right? And again, if you realize that if I want this entire divisor space to have an f star t star pattern, I want that around this black line, the polarity changes. The polarity of the predicate changes. So, which means that I want an F for this part and I want a true for this part, the green part. For the pink part, I want an F, and for the green part, I want a true, because then only I'll be able to have the smallest divisor as the last F or the first T at the boundary that I'm looking for. Right? So if that makes sense, now then you can think about some predicate which will enable you to do this. You just want a way to distinguish the pink oval or pink bubble from the green bubble. How would you do that? If you see the pink bubble, for every number in the pink bubble, you get a sum which is greater than the threshold. Right? And for every number in the green bubble, you get a sum which is less than the threshold. So can you use that as your criteria for differentiating the pink bubble from the green bubble? So what will be the criteria in that case? The criteria will be that the sum of the array with that divisor x, I need a true for this, so it should be less equals threshold. Now if I use this predicate, you can see that this predicate will evaluate to true for every number in the green bubble, and it will evaluate to false for every number in the pink bubble. And that basically now gives me a predicate which is of f star t star nature. What is the ordering of the divisors? The ordering is just from 1 to infinity, like all the in increasing fashion. So if I use that as my search space and this as the predicate, the first t of this will give me the smallest divisor, which is less equals the threshold. Okay, so if that makes sense, then let's try and see what. So our search space now is from 1 to infinity, and I know my predicate is sum less equals threshold, and I'm looking for the first t. So this should be clear now. The last part in doing this question is, can I trim the search space in some way? So this search space that I have right now is potentially very large. It is infinite, right? You have 1 to infinity as your potential candidates for the divisor, out of which you have to search for the minimum or the smallest. So now the next part is, can I reduce the scope or can I reduce the search space? So that trimming will have to happen from the ends, right? So you will either trim some part of the search space from here or from both. So let's try to trim it from the right. Can you trim the search space from the right? So when you trim, what is it that you are looking for? You are looking to remove some elements which are never your answer. Right? You are looking to remove some divisors that can never be your answer. So can I remove some divisors from the right which can never be my answer? If you see the maximum number in this array, if I divide by the maximum number in this array, so whatever is the maximum number, what will I get? I will get the sum as n, because when I'm dividing every number, the numerator will always be smaller than the denominator, because I'm dividing by the largest number in the array. So if the numerator is smaller, I will keep getting 1 as the quotient, like rounded up. And if I take the sum, then for an array of size n, this will give you an n as the sum. What is the sum if I divide it by, let's say, 1 more than this? So max array I plus 1. If I divide it by max array I plus 1, then also you will see that the sum is again n. Right? Same for max array I plus 2. If you divide it by max array I plus 2, then also you will get n as the sum. So max array I plus 3 also, you will get n as the sum. So does that tell you something about these divisors? These divisors can never be your answer. Any divisor greater than the largest number in the array can never be your answer. Why is that? Because you are looking for the smallest divisor. So if this divisor, let's say any such this divisor is your answer, let's say for the sake of contradiction, then this is also your answer. Right? Because both of them are giving you the same sum, and that is n. Right? So this then cannot be the smallest. So that basically tells us that we can trim off this part of the search space. And now my search space then becomes 1 to max of array I. Okay, let's summarize what we've seen so far. Or we were given a question wherein we had to find out the smallest divisor such that which gives you a sum which is less equals some given threshold. So to find that divisor, I said that my search space is all the divisors from 1 to infinity. And I have to look for the smallest divisor. So if I have to search from this search space of divisors, I need a predicate which can change sign at the smallest divisor. How do I find out a predicate that can change sign at the smallest divisor? I said that if you see all the divisors smaller than the smallest divisor, that is the pink bubble, you will get a sum which is greater than the threshold for them. And if you see all the numbers or all the divisors which are greater equals the smallest divisor, they will give you a sum which is less equals the threshold. So why not use that as the condition for changing the sign? So if you use this as the predicate, sum of x less equals threshold, you should be able to see that it will evaluate to true for this part of the array, this part of the divisor space, and it will evaluate to a false for this part of the divisor space. So now I have a predicate in place, and the ordering of the search space is the numbers as they occur, 1, 2, 3, 4, increasing. So that was the part 1 of the solution, which is being able to come up with a predicate for this search. Part 2 is a little more complicated. We are now looking at ways to reduce the search space. So my search space now is 1 to infinity because I have to look for a divisor from possibilities are 1 to infinity. Can I reduce that search space? So when I reduce the search space, I am trying to eliminate some divisors which can never be my answer, which can never be a potential answer. So there I told you that anything greater than max, the largest number in the array, will never be a part of your answer. Why will they never be an answer? Because they give you the same sum as the largest number in the array. So, and the sum is n. So if you can prove this by contradiction, that if let's say this is the largest number in the array, if this is the smallest divisor, this is your answer, let's say, then by then this will give you some sum which is n. Now you know that this will also give you the same sum n. So you can now contradict that this number is no longer the smallest, but you had assumed that this is the answer, so this is the smallest. So in that line of reasoning, you can say that it's not possible that these numbers will be ever a part of your answer. So now the solution becomes, your search space is 1 to max of array I, so the largest number in the array. Out of all these numbers, you have to find out the smallest, which is less equals some threshold, which gives us sum which is less equals some threshold. So for that, I told you the predicate that you can use is the sum of the numbers less equals threshold. If you use this predicate, this will be true for all the numbers starting from the smallest divisor, and it will be false for everything smaller than the smallest divisor. And you are looking for the first t. So this is your solution.